Don't give up, you gon' be on. Don't give up, don't give up, give up. Don't give up, you gon' be on. Don't give up, don't give up, give up. Don't give up, you gon' be on. Don't give up, don't give up, give up. Don't give up, you gon' be on. Don't give up, give up, give up, give up.
I know you got doubts, but get to the bag. Just follow the dream and stick with the plan.
Greetings, Redheads. Thank you for joining me once again to your favorite show, Red's View. I am your gracious host, Jay Red. And man, I got a legend in the building. Y'all know I interview the legends all the time, man. I'm so excited because we got Daddy O of the legendary crew, Stetsasonic. Man, what is happening, OG?
I'm good, man. I'm good. New Stet record on the way. You know, I've been dropping these albums since 2016. I'm blessed, man. Definitely blessed.
Absolutely, man. It's a blessing to still. I love when our legends still make records, you know, and they don't let this whole hip hop is a young man's game thing. It's because we grew up listening to it, so we still want to listen to what y'all have to offer. So that's very important that you keep music.
Oh yeah, I think I mean it's one of the things that it's one of the things that I've tried to continue to, you know, push, you know what I mean? Like especially amongst my peers, because my peers, you know, a lot of them just, I don't know, they just kind of give up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. So, man, you've been working on some stuff, but I want to dive into your history real quick, man, for those who don't know. How did you get your start rapping? What made you want to start rapping?
I listened to, I actually used to listen to a lot of reggae and all of that. And then a guy turned me on to a flash tape. And, you know, when I first heard that flash tape, like back in the day, there was two types of tapes that they used to do. This is way before cats was making rap records, right? It was one type of tape that was like a condenser, what I call a condenser mic tape. And that tape was a tape that they took to the parties, left it near the speaker, right? Left the box near the speaker and recorded. And then the other one was really more of a practice tape, right? It was more of a tape that some of the guys did inside their cribs. And this one was a practice tape. It was a tape that Melly Mel and all of them, they was all in the house and they did a thing with flash. And when I first heard the sound of it, man, I couldn't get over that sound. I had never heard nobody rap before. I had heard nursery rhymes, you know, people, but I had never heard to me. And I always tell people came out in the 70s because I remember that it did sound like Pig Meat Market, because Pig Meat Market had a thing that used to go, hear ye, the quarter swing. I'm just about ready to do that thing. I don't want no tears. I don't want no lies. Further all, I don't want no alibi. You know what I mean? It sounded like rap, and that was the only point of reference that I had to that sound that I'd heard Melly Mel and them doing. You know what I mean? And when I heard it, man, I just like, I want to do that. You know what I mean? Like all aspirations of like singing or doing something else went out the window. And I just wanted to do that because it was the sound of rap. Like, you know, that first tape was like, yes, y'all to the beat, y'all, you do. I was like, man, what is this? And it just made me want to start rapping. So that's really, you know, just hearing a flash tape, it just kind of made me want to rap.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad that you brought up the pig. Was it pig meat? Is it pig foot? Pig meat?
It's pig meat Markham.
Right? Because truthfully, rap has been around for a while. You know.
Oh yeah.
You know, because they always say that you know, it's some people that feel like, hey, it came from the Caribbeans and stuff, but we were already putting rhymes together and doing the aspect of rapping before hip hop became, you know, what it
Oh
was.
yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I know that because a few years ago, I was privileged enough to produce a record with Gene Barge, and Gene Barge was actually the producer of Here Comes the Judge.
Mm.
And I was just bugging out that I was in the room with him. Like I was bugging out, like, wow, you produce Here Come the Judge? And he said to me, and he's 90, I think he's 93 right now.
Wow.
He said to me, he said, Daddy-o, way more of them guys than Pygmy was rapping. He said, everybody, a lot of guys was rapping. He said, man, you know, he didn't record everything, but he was like, man, it was a guy that used to tap dance and rap.
Wow.
You know, but he said Pygmy, the way he made it sound was like Pygmy was just average, regular. That it was people that was doing it besides Pygmy that was just doper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's legendary.
Yeah.
Man.
It was crazy being in the studio with Gene Barge was crazy.
Yeah, that's impressive, man, because I just like to stress that, you know, it was already here in America beforehand. Man, that's impressive. So, man, dive into the formation of your legendary crew, Stetsasonic. Tell me how that
came. So Stetsasonic came about after I learned how to rap. Me and Delight was friends. And we start, you know, we made it and we made up our mind to start a rap, you know. So we said, yo, let's go ahead and start a rap group. And we went through many iterations of that. You know what I mean? Like me and him always remained the first two, but you know, we did a lot of things, man. We added people, took people out, added DJs, took people out until we finally formalized the final. It was 6 at first, and then it became 7 once we added Bobby officially with the drums. I mean, we was already working with him in some capacity, but later on, he actually was the one to question me when we was playing a big New York City club called the Latin Quarter, and he said, "Man, let me try to do the drums while y'all are doing what you're doing." And I'm like, "Where?" And he was like, "Right down there," because Latin Quarter is a different kind of club. He was like, "Right down there." I was like, all right, let's try it. And we tried it. It worked like a gem. It sounded incredible to have the drums with everything else that we were doing. So we did that. So, you know, we later on, you know, to formulate. So me and Delight, then we got Wise, then we got Fuquan. A little later on, we got DVC. Then we got Paul last, and then Bobby at the end.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I overheard that y'all actually got your deal at Tommy Boy through like a contest or something like that?
Yeah, we got our deal through a contest because we didn't really know about any of that stuff, making demos, shopping demos, getting deals. We didn't know any about it. We was a stage band, and we prided ourselves on being like incredible on stage and doing the things we do. You know, going party to party in New York, you know, doing all that stuff. There was, you know, part of that stage thing was, you know, entering into contests.
Mm-hmm.
So they, you know, Mr. Magic, God bless the dead, had a citywide joint contest. It was in every borough, and we did the contest, and we actually, it was weird. I mean, but the guys will tell you the same thing. We won first, second, and third prize. You know, yeah. So it was an interesting thing. You know, we actually winning first, second, and third prize. Tommy Boy, I'm coming. Tommy Boy was one of the labels, but Sugar Hill was the first label, and we actually went up to Sugar Hill, but we didn't take the deal because the contract was so shady.
Yeah. There was a lot of contracts that were shady that I heard about back then, but as far as Tommy Boy, it was so many powerhouses on that label. You know,
yeah, it was.
Yeah, y'all and wasn't the Naughty by Nature was on Tommy Boy. It was a bunch.
Yeah, but Naughty came real late. Like Naughty wasn't there when we were there. They came later. Latifah came right around, like right after we had got signed. Bambaataa was there already.
Mm-hmm.
So he was already there with Planet Rock. And then, there's a few other groups that went in and out, like vinyl collectors will tell you a lot of stuff about, people that, that went, because there's a few of those things, of those old Tommy Boy records that's real dope. But, there was one hit wonders, they came out and never got an album deal. We was one of the first bands on Tommy Boy to do a full album.
Right. Yeah, that's dope. So, man, for the young generation that doesn't know how pivotal and important y'all were in the success of other artists, like, out of y'all came De La Soul, and you've worked with, Mary J. Blige and Red Hot Chili Peppers. Like, how did you get into the aspect of like producing after y'all did the Stetsasonic and, you put out the album?
Well, I learned how to produce from Stetsasonic. Like, I learned how to produce being around my guys. Like I said, I never wanted to be a music producer. That wasn't my intention, to be a music producer. What ended up happening was DVC and Prince Paul were music producers. And because they were music producers, like DB used to come to the house, and he used to, like, because he lived upstate New York. So he used to come down when we had rehearsals. So he'd come down when we had rehearsals. He would spend the night at my house and, make tracks for us, make beats for us, all of that type of stuff. What ended up happening is that when he used to fall asleep, I used to jump on his equipment. You know what I'm saying? And I started, I just started doing things with him on that. So I really didn't want to be, and just being in the group, like, if you listen even all the way down from the first album, you'll see that we all produced the record. You know what I mean? Like, we all got together. It was more, a lot of plans, but a lot of experiments, a lot of like learning what to do and figuring out what could be done and learning how to use equipment and how much live instrumentation do we use next to DJing, do we use next to electronic stuff. And then it just grew me as a producer. And then, as you producing records, my sound got hot and the things that we were doing got hot. So then there became a demand, especially in that alternative rock area, which is how I ended up working with like the Chili Peppers, Sonic Youth, B-52s. I work with Keith Richards of the Rolling Stones, quite a few other kind of rock, but alternative acts, because that sound was popular and everything we were doing was popular. And they were open to it. So we got a chance to do a lot of it.
Definitely. That's dope, man. Now, I saw something that you said that was so interesting in another interview that you did at Hot 97. Now, you said that as far as like hip hop records, right? And I'm paraphrasing what you said. You felt like if they're not samples in the records, you feel like they're not as good as like records that do have samples.
I mean, it's true. Like, so you take the top 5 in sales of who might sell rap records nowadays. So take Cardi B, take J. Cole, take Kendrick, take Rick Ross, and maybe one more. All of those dope records that you hear from them have samples. All of them. You know what I mean? So especially Ross. Like, Ross, not only does he have samples, he always picks the best stuff to sound. I don't know who is choosing his records, but they just be fire. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, that's the whole that's the whole, you know what I'm saying? Like, all those records, man, they have samples. And the reason I say that, let me tell you why I say that. I say that because hip hop started out with 2 turntables and a microphone.
Right.
So we were already rapping on top of what would become a sample later. Right. There were no samplers when we started. It was just a DJ backspinning, but a DJ backspinning is the same thing as what a sample does now. Mm-hmm. So that is the sound. Like, that is the authentic sound of hip hop. that whatever composition that is, whether it's a Michael Jackson record, Barry White record, some obscure rock record, it doesn't matter what it is. That sound musically, that underbed, so to speak, right? And then us rapping on top of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, that's real interesting because until you said that, I really thought about it because the foundation of hip hop is based off the samples and stuff, right?
Right.
And I started to think about Rick Ross and, you know, some of my favorite records. I do a thing as a DJ called Who Sampled, and I take the original, all that stuff. And a lot of people look at like, man, I didn't know that was sampled, but
right.
Being a fan of hip hop is how I found out about a lot of old records, you know, 60s and 70s and stuff due to hip hop. So I agree with you on that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So that's why I say it. I say it because it's what made us. And then if you just honest about the sound, you know what I mean? Like, no disrespect to Drake and them when they don't sample, but them Ross records be sounding better.
Yeah.
Them Kendrick records just be sounding better. You know what I mean? And that's why. And then, you know, you don't even want to go back into the heyday of the 90s where it's, you know, Tupac and Biggie. You don't even want to think about that because everything that they sampled over at Bad Boy blew to the roof.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean, so some of your favorite rappers, you know, whether it be Snoop, whether it be Biggie, whether it be Pac, I could go on and on. The favorite records that you like from those records, including Nothing But a G Thing and all that, are all samples.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, when you said that, I was just like, man, that was mind blowing to hear you actually say that. But and another thing that I applaud you on, or I just salute you for, is that you're still a fan of the music, of the game.
Oh yeah. I mean, listen, man, people gonna keep rapping, right? So I tell a story this way. If Kendrick Lamar is not my son, whose son is he? Because he's not the son of Bob Marley. He's not the son of a rock and roll guy. He's not the son of Kenny Chesney or a country guy. It's hip hop that he comes from. You know what I mean? So whether we want to agree or not, all of these young hip hop artists are our sons and daughters. Now, if they're not doing what they're supposed to do, that means that we're just not good parents. But, you know, there are times as a parent that you have a wayward child. And, you know, once in a blue moon, you do have a kid that's a soldier boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's just gonna happen. You know what I mean? But then that same kid is a genius. That same kid is the first rapper with an iPhone. That same kid is the first guy to make a beat on PlayStation. That same, you know what I'm saying? So we have to let these young people live and breathe the things that they do. The problem in the game, in my opinion, I've been saying this for years, is we're absent. So with the absence of a new Big Daddy Kane record every year or every 2 years, a new Rakim record every 2 years, a new Kid and Play record every 2 years, a new, even though I don't care about the acting thing, a new Latifah record, a new LL record. With the absence of that, then there's a gap that just is not fulfilled. It's just not there. You know what I mean? I mean, you got to be honest about it. It's just not there. They want to sit there and do things that are nostalgic and concentrate on those records they made on the 80s and the early 90s. God bless them. But that's very difficult to explain to the young rapper like the new T Grizzly guy or Blueface if you ain't rapping now. Because you're going to play something old and he may say, yeah, my daddy had that record. Some of us are so old that they might say, my granddad had that record. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But sonically, it doesn't compare to what's there. Now, me, it's a different story because if I play my new stuff for these young kids, it might not even be their fancy, but they can't say I ain't fire. They can't say that because I'm burning it down. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I rap better than most of them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So and it's not an issue of me saying I used to rap better than most of them because that's just not it's not valid. You know what I mean? It's just invalid. So the problem is us not making records. Like whatever we call golden era or classic MCs, or if you want to call us old school, call us old school. But the problem is we're absent. And our absence shows.
I'm man, I'm over here listening and soaking up everything, man, because that's really
Thank you.
to actually say, man. I salute you on that. So since you
Thank
talked
you,
about the new stuff, I got a chance to listen to some of the new Stetsasonic. Now let me ask this: are y'all putting out a new album?
Yes, we're working on an album. If you like that record, you're gonna be blown away by the album. These guys are really doing it. Like, I don't brag about none of the Daddy-O stuff, and a lot of it is really good. But I don't brag about the Daddy-O stuff. But the Stet stuff, man, these guys are doing their thing, man. They doing their thing. I'm so proud of my guys. I don't know what to do, man. I really don't. Like, I can't hold it in. You know what I'm saying? Every day I'm like, damn. You know what I mean? And the beat selection, all of that, really, really good stuff, you know? So yeah, we on the, you know, there's an album on the way. The single is gonna drop officially the end of the month with the, you know, with the full video and a few remixes. And then, you know, we got a big show coming up August 28th in Coney Island on the Coney Island Bandshell in Brooklyn, Stetsasonic and Friends. Huge, you know, kind of stadium-ish type of show. And then, you know, we'll probably go out on the road sometime toward the end of the year.
Yeah, man, I'm sure the fans are excited to hear that, man. Like I said, I love hearing, when I heard the records, right?
Mm-hmm.
It felt like traditional rap, but
right
up in the future. You know what I'm saying? Like the beats.
Yeah, that's what it's about. Like, I figured that out. Like, that's something I figured out since 2016. Like, since 2016, I've been doing these new records, right? And I've been, you know, just trying my hand at it, putting them out, trying my hand. And, you know, some of them kind of made a noise. Some of them made no noise. You know what I mean? But I'm still putting them out. And in between two albums, I put out a single with a friend of mine called Fran Lover, and it kind of went crazy. The record pool started calling me, and I figured out what they like from us, and I figured out what it should sound like for them to respect us. Like, because we could sit around all day and make records that we think are like the next Message record or the next stuff. You know, we could sit around all day and do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could do that all day, any day. We could do that. But they want to hear us rapping, and they want DJs, because there's DJs like yourself that are still in the game. So
Right.
people, even me, bro, I got to be honest about it. Even me. People leave y'all out of the mix sometimes. And I did that for 3 hours. For 3 albums, I ignored you, brother. For 3 albums. You understand? And then in between those albums, I put out a record that guys like you would like. And then I said, damn, I forgot about the DJs. I forgot about the DJs that would support us. You understand what I'm trying to say? That would get behind us, that would do things like you doing this interview. I forgot about y'all. You know what I'm saying? And that's what my peers, all of my peers, me, Chuck D, Kane, everybody need to understand that you exist.
Right.
You see what I'm trying to say? Because sometimes that's all we need.
Right.
It's for you to be at a club Friday night and throw that joint on. You know what I'm saying? And somebody walk up to the booth and say, yo, who's that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the person that say, who's that, might be a radio programmer.
Exactly. Yep.
You know, it's no 6 degrees of separation no more since the internet. It's only 1 degree of separation with everything.
Right.
I'm in New York with a couple of cats that I do this digital job with. I got a little tech company, and we walking around and we seeing who we see? The boy, one of the Jets players, another player. It's just walking through New York, and they happy as nothing because they not from New York. They Florida boys. You know what I'm saying? So they happy as all get out because they seeing, you know, pretty much stars to them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? 1 degree of separation. And I mean, seeing the people and telling the people, yo, come over here, take a picture with me. And the guy just taking a picture with them. They get to go home. They get to put it on their Facebook, their Instagram, all of that kind of stuff. So you playing my record could take me places that I don't even know. The issue is for me to remember that you exist. You know what I'm saying? I say this all the time, and I don't hold my tongue about this. People like to get on record companies. People like to get on artists about the difference in the music between then and now. The difference is black radio failed us. Okay? It's got nothing to do with the record company because that's all about money. And if you found a product that you could buy at $3 and sell for 19, you would do it too. So record companies is out. It's not about the artist because the artist is just gonna follow the trend because they want to get on. But the radio is where it's the first point of contact. Even now, the radio is the first point of contact for a lot of people. Right. You know what I'm saying? And because they cut on their cars, they get in their cars and they get in the radio. They get on radio. You know what I'm saying? So now, Tony Braxton puts out a record like a year ago. You know what I mean? And Babyface produces the whole record.
Yeah.
And they don't play it. What? Did I just say that? That Tony Braxton made a record produced by Babyface and black radio didn't play it? Yes, I did. Yeah. You see what I'm trying to say? And that's what I'm saying. Gladys will put out a record. They not going to respect that. You know what I mean? And I'm not even talking rap. You see, I'm not even talking rap. But these people are icons in our neighborhoods, man, in our communities. You know what I'm saying? And you ignoring them for who? Pooh Shiesty? Come on, knock it off. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying don't play Pooh Shiesty. I'm saying don't ignore Gladys Knight for Pooh Shiesty. Don't do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so ultimately what ends up happening, this conversation I had with Kat, and that's how I ended up doing this interview with you, is connecting with guys like you and understanding that, yo, man, just put your energy into the guys that's gonna support you. You need drops from me, you need raps from me, send them to you. Do whatever we need to do to stay, you know, to stay on hit with you. And that takes us further because you're gonna end up playing to an audience that's gonna like it. On top of that, you're a DJ, so it means that if there's a Drake record out that's popping, you can't afford to not play it. You'll just figure out how to mix the step record with it.
Right, exactly.
Duh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a no-brainer if we understand that you exist.
Right, exactly. It helps out because, like I said, like the DMX record that just came out, right?
Right.
These bangers on there. So
bangers on there.
My job as a DJ, it could be somebody that's like, man, why are you trying to play something, you know, all that. But I'm like,
right.
If I like the record and it's new,
right.
The DJ, especially from back in the day, is the one that makes it hot. You know, because
right.
I know that it's a track he got with Snoop that is fire.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, so I'm going to play that. Your record.
right.
You know what I'm saying? If I like, I'm going to put it in rotation and figure out, hey, and if anybody doesn't know how to do it, you have to figure it out as a DJ. Okay, it could go after this Drake song, like you said.
Yep.
In your mix, so people can come out and be like, oh, I didn't know DMX had that. That's a new DMX record? Okay, cool.
Right.
So yeah, exactly. Yeah. I feel you on that. I feel you on that 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But with the album that's coming out, are you working on a solo project as well? You just doing the Stetsasonic?
So I got a solo project out right now called Go Down the Dope. I always tell people go to my Bandcamp. It helps me out, ProfessorDaddio.bandcamp.com. I got a couple of, I just dropped one video, The Gods and the Dope Fiends with Rusty Jugs. The next video I'm gonna drop off that project is a record called Gun Store Movie with the sister Indigo Phoenix. And then I'm gonna do a few other videos on this record. I couldn't do them last year because of COVID. I'm gonna do a couple of more videos on this record, and then I'm gonna move into the next one. The next one is called First Team, and it's a doozy. Yeah, it's ready. You know what I'm saying? Ready to go. And then we're working on the Stetsasonic album. It's called Here We Go Again. We got the Now They're Giving Up Love single out now. That's gonna drop, officially drop on all platforms and everything 7:30, like at the end of the month with the video. And then we're gonna, follow up with a couple of other singles before we drop the Stet album. The name of the Stet album is Here We Go Again. I think that's gonna be the second single too. We got a record called Here We Go Again. Man, that record's so crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Man, definitely, man. I'm excited about it. I'm glad that y'all still doing your thing. And
thank you, sir.
Yeah, for sure. So where can everybody follow you on your social media, your YouTube channel? Put all that out.
I'm Professor Daddio everywhere. My YouTube is Professor Daddy-O. My Instagram is Professor Daddy-O. My Facebook is Professor Daddy-O. My Twitter is Professor Daddy-O. So I'm Professor Daddy-O, one word, everywhere, and that's spelled D-A-D-D-Y-O. You know, the word professor, the way it's spelled. Yeah, but I'm all over. You know, I'm you know, if you go to YouTube and search me up, you might be on YouTube for a little while because I got a lot more than just music up there. There's a lot of great interviews and, you know, even some controversial stuff. They just dropped a little thing I did talking about Bambaataa and them like yesterday, you know, and I've been getting calls about that, you know, but I don't bite my tongue, man, you know, and I'm all about righteousness, right? I'm that guy that says, you know, when people run around and says, man, you know, they see a black guy doing something and then they go, oh man, white people have been getting away with that for years. I said, the white people shouldn't have been getting away with it either. Don't do things that are unrighteous, period.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, stop looking for relative evil and start looking for relative good. So yeah, so that's my stance. I'm just saying that because if you search me up on YouTube, you're gonna find a lot of stuff. But I talk a lot, man. I do TED Talks, I do speaking engagements, so I talk a lot. Instagram, possibly right now, is my platform of choice. That's where I usually drop everything at least first. Even some of my videos I might drop on Instagram before I put them up on YouTube. But yeah, I mean, it's been good. I mean, the Instagram thing's been good. I'm Professor Daddy on Instagram. You know, I got the blue check and all that. I had my blue check a long time ago, though. But it's been good because people are responding to the material, which is good. I just dropped a joint today for Throwback Thursday, a joint I did on my last album called Good Start. And it's my entire career in 4 verses.
Oh, wow.
Like I did my whole career in 4 verses.
Dope. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to definitely check that out, man. Daddy-O, you are a legend. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, I appreciate you guys, man. Whatever you need, drops, all that, man. Please holler at me. Holler at Cat, because Cat's doing a whole bunch of stuff for me. So he'll definitely let me know what you need. I'll make sure you get all the acapellas and everything you need. If any of the remixes come, I'll drop them on you guys first because you guys are really, you know, you guys are my, you know, ain't no street teams no more. You guys are my street team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I love y'all, man, because, you know, regardless of whether I was going to, you know, keep rapping or not, you guys always put a second and third win in me. Like every time I do one of these interviews, I get charged. Like, man, you know, I got another one. You know what I'm saying? And that I know that, you know, nowadays, because of the internet, these things get seen. You never know where this thing is going to be seen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I love you guys, man. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, brother.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Y'all heard it, Redheads, man. We got the legendary Daddy-O. Make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com.
Yes.
That's Red's View on mine, and follow him. Follow me at JAYR3D on Instagram as well. Daddy-O, thank you again for joining us, man.
Hey, no doubt, my brother. And I'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely.
All right, peace.
Don't give up, you gon' be on. Don't give up, don't give up, give up. Don't give up, you gon' be on. Don't give up, don't give up, give up. Don't give up, you gon' be on. Don't give up, don't give up, give up. Don't give up, you gon' be on. Don't give up, give up, give up.